You know, Vlad, often we cover these higher profile mass shootings whenever they happen, and we sort of put the full force of our sort of news organization towards it. But mass shootings actually happen more frequently than many of us,
right,
because a mass shooting has to do with the minimum number of victims. And so while all of this was happening, the mass shootings also come as Chicago is dealing with its own deadly weekend of gun violence. At least 42 people were shot. 5 of them were killed. One hospital, in fact, temporarily stopped patients because it was at capacity.
So here's what the Chicago police said. All of the shootings were gang or drug related. Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson responded saying, quote, "The individuals are carrying illegal guns to settle disputes and to prey on rivals because there are no consequences for carrying guns in the city of Chicago."
Shalom family, trendsetter. I'm driving, so you'll hear some noise in the background. Now real quick, I want to share this news with y'all, because I'm sure many of y'all not even aware that there was actually 3 mass shootings that occurred within a week span. You had one in El Paso, you had one in Ohio, and you had one in Chicago. Now I'm sure a lot of y'all might be shocked to hear me even say there was one in Chicago, because y'all didn't hear it on CNN, nor did you hear it on MSNBC. But the reason why they didn't bring forth it as a mass shooting, because when you think of mass casualty, right? Let's say, for example, in Chicago or even Baltimore, you hear of more than one people getting shot in Baltimore or Chicago. The first thing come to mind is gang related, right? Black on black crime, because that's what they want you to think. But how coincidental, right? You had 3, well, they say 2 mass shootings. I say 3 mass shootings within the same fucking week, targeting minorities. You had El Paso, where they targeted Mexicans, Hispanic people, right? Then you had Ohio, where they target black people. Then now you have Chicago. And they're telling you, well, they're not telling you that it was a mass shooting, because they don't want to even word it that way. They don't want to say it was mass shooting in Chicago. Because when you think of a mass shooting, you think of white people doing the killing. So that's why they just basically say there was casualty, mass casualty. They will say that, but they won't say mass shooting. But it was a lot of motherfucking shots being fired, you know what I'm saying, to hit 42 people, 5 of which died. And the thing I don't understand, right? Why do we as so-called black people don't believe, or let me rephrase that shit. Why do we as so-called black people quick to believe that when you hear of gun violence in the black community, you automatically assume that it's black on black crime? Could it just be that maybe some of these devils are driving around in black masks, black face, with hoodie on, committing drive-by shooting? Is it a possibility? A lot of y'all might say no, of course not. Well, let me remind y'all of a video that I made about 1.5 years ago, where you had this white boy, right, dressing up with a black mask, committing bank robbery. And it's so ironic because the mask that he was dressing up as kind of remind me of Willie D. Looked just like Willie D. You know Willie D the rapper? If y'all don't know who that is, Google him. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, y'all should subscribe to him too, because his content on this channel is very informative. And it was so convincing that a mother actually turned her son in, thinking it was a son that was committing the bank robbery, because the fucking mask that this devil was wearing looked just like her son. And it wasn't until this devil decided to continue with the bank robbery until he got caught, then they realized they had the wrong man. Because you know, we're black people, right? We're guilty until proven innocent and shit. You know what I'm saying? So if he can do that, if this devil can do that with a black mask, commit bank robbery, why is it far-fetched that they wouldn't drive around, right, with black masks, shooting black people and shit, especially when they know we congregate? Because a lot of these motherfucking shootings are done, I personally believe, I'm going to say it out loud, I believe it's being done by cops, right? I would say more so white cops, because they know our routine. They're the same one patrolling our community. When I go to Chicago to do deliveries, I be seeing these fucking white police officers staged up in the black community. I be trying to hurry and get up out of there, because see, I'm not afraid of my black people when I go amongst my black people in the hood. I'm afraid of the white people that's always staging up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? These mass fucking shooters. So a lot of y'all might not, you know, understand what I'm saying or believe what I'm saying when I tell y'all that a lot of these fucking shootings is being done by mercenary devils. These fucking same police officers on the weekend and shit. A lot of these motherfuckers, you know, are hunters You know, they're unhandleable, so now they want to hunt black folks. A lot of them don't got nothing better to do, so on the weekend when they off and shit, they go and they target us. All right, let me ask you this question, right? If it's black people killing each other, right, or targeting each other, why would we wait till the weekend? Now I understand we do have functions, right? We have block parties, we have house parties and so forth, but why would we wait? If we got a beef to settle, right? Why would we wait till a whole bunch of innocent bystanders is around to settle this beef? You know where Pookie and Ray Ray live. You know how to get at Pookie and Ray Ray if you want to get at them. So why the fuck would we wait till a whole bunch of innocent, bystanders, black folks standing around enjoying themselves for you to decide to go out there and shoot? It doesn't happen that way, family. Listen, I used to be in a gang, right? And we don't do shit like that. We don't go out there and terrorize our neighborhood like that. And the ones that are terrorizing the neighborhood, they're being paid to terrorize the neighborhood. Do y'all know how much shit that happens in Chicago? Remember that story with Kanika Jenkins, even though that wasn't her real name, because it's a lot of shit that was behind this story. There was a young lady who they found in a freezer and her organ was harvested and shit was taken out, but it wasn't who you think it is. It's so crazy, but I'm not even going to go into it in this particular video. But there's a lot of shit going on in Chicago, family. A lot of shit going on. These devils are dying out. They're a dying fucking breed. And they need, I made videos about it, they need the melanin content in our skin, right? In our complexion in order for them to survive. If you watch this YouTube video where you see they put on the sunscreen lotion, it goes on white, but when you put on the UV light, the shit is actually black. This is what they're doing. They're harvesting our organs. They're fucking targeting us. Because a lot of times when we get shot, we're not, we don't die on the spot. They put you in the ambulance and they start working on you. I'm telling you, shit is deep. There was so much fucking casualty this weekend in Chicago that they said the hospital had to shut down the emergency room. One of these hospitals, Mount Sinai, I believe it was. You know what I'm saying? That's how many victims that came in. So you cannot tell me that we just gonna decide one day to just go out and shoot everybody. No, you have to start tying it in together, family. Start piecing the puzzle together and shit. Because you have they targeting El Paso, which is mostly Hispanic. Then you have them targeting Ohio, that particular area where the shooting occurred. A lot of black people was involved in that shit. When I say involved, they was casualty of the shooting. And now you have Chicago, and you gonna tell me that it's not all tied in? Your commanding thief, this pussy ass bone spur draft dodger, right? That's scared of war and shit, so much so he had to lie about he had bone spur. He's the one inciting violence. He's the one that's making these fucking rejects from society go out there, arm themselves, and now targeting black people. As I said before, they're dying out, family. They're a dying fucking breed. And they're trying to even the battlefield. But listen, the Most High is not going to allow that shit to happen. This is why we need to go back to the law, statutes, and commandment and start following the dietary law. Now, I know a lot of y'all niggas don't believe in the Bible. A lot of y'all don't believe in God and shit. You know, the only God y'all believe is in God. We trust that dollar bill. But let's see how far that dollar bill and Jesus is going to get you. A lot of y'all actually believe in Jesus, that white motherfucker that never existed. You know what I'm saying? Blonde hair, blue-eyed homo. That's right, I said it. Because the letter J wasn't invented until the 1500s. So I know his name wasn't Jesus. If he existed, they lied to y'all. In the 1611 King James Version Bible, there wasn't no motherfucking J's. We didn't use J's in the Hebrew alphabet. Okay, according to the story, he was supposed to be from the tribe of Judah, which means he would have been a Hebrew. We don't have J's in the Hebrew alphabet. So his name, excuse me, couldn't have been Jesus. Y'all say there's no other name you can be saved under. But I will tell you this. There is one name that you will face death under. And that's the fucking name Jesus. Because a lot of y'all calling upon Jesus, and Jesus ain't doing a goddamn thing except bringing death on your ass. A curse. So I just wanted to bring this to y'all attention, family. I'm on actually the Bay Bridge. High as fuck up in the air. You know what I'm saying? I like this scenery right here. But yeah, I want y'all to understand, family, that these mass shootings that they say, not these mass shootings, but these so-called black on black shooting that's happening in the black community like Baltimore, where I'm from, or Chicago, or New York, where I was originally from and shit when I first came to the United States of America. This shit is being carried out by white mercenary devils. It's open season on black people. I'm telling you, they're hunting us. And not only they're hunting us to take us out just to get rid of us, they're harvesting our fucking organs. They're taking our organs. I was watching it on Willie D also when he mentioned that shit too. That's what prompted me to make this video, to give y'all this information. Shit is real, family. Shit is real, and it's time for us to be very vigilant. You cannot trust your motherfucking enemy. These are the same descendant of the people that used to hung us on trees, burn us on log. How can you decide to trust them, even if they got a badge and a motherfucking gun? As a matter of fact, those are the ones you really got to be careful, because they're licensed to kill your ass, and they always murder you and get away with it, because that's how the system is set up for. We're living in their kingdom, okay? After this shit, we got next. You know what I mean? These devils are going to be dealt with one way or the other. The Most High is going to purge them. We as black people, we don't have to live a thing.